Welcome back to Market on Close. I'm Marley. Kayden here in Chicago alongside Sam Vadas at the New York Stock Exchange. We'll close out our show today with some thoughts that we had on the session. For me, it's the shares of these health insurers with plans under the Affordable Care Act dropping today after President Trump said that he felt federal funds subsidizing those plans should be redirected to Americans buying the coverage. These subsidies, which are set to expire at the end of the year, have been the biggest point of contention in finding a resolution to the government shutdown. President Trump said on Truth Social over the weekend he wants to take, quote, the fat cat insurance companies out of the corrupt system of health care and give the hundreds of billions of dollars directly to the people to buy their own plans. We saw Elevance Health, United Health Group, CVS Health, Aetna, Centene, Molina Healthcare, and Oscar all decline today as they're the largest insurers on the ACA marketplace. Oscar saw the biggest drop-off, falling almost 18%, followed by Centene losing close to 9%. Molina dropped about 7%. Staying in the healthcare sector, too, we finally saw some resolution to this ongoing bidding war / legal battle between Pfizer and Novo Nordisk over Metsera. Pfizer will be acquiring the obesity drug company in an updated deal that's valued at about $10 billion. Sam, how about you? What caught your eye during the trading session today?
Well, I noticed some big moves in some of these Chinese ADRs today, Marley. We saw Baidu, for instance, up 5%. The Chinese EV maker, Xpeng, surged as well. And it's been really interesting following this company because it's really been described as going full Tesla at the moment. It rallied in double digits today, up nearly 120% year to date. And it held its own AI day last week. A lot of attention on robo-taxis and humanoids. Now, there is a view out there that by seeing another company enter this space only validates Tesla's strategy here, which is good for Musk, who has to meet big targets, but it shows that Chinese companies are also looking to be competitive in this space, and investors are certainly paying attention. As I said, up in double digits today. Chinese travel platform Trip.com also seeing shares rallying today. Trip has been expanding into international markets beyond China, particularly Europe, and we also got some Chinese inflation that came out overnight, which looked better than expected. So a little bit of a pickup there, and that was thanks to some strong holiday spending. The big question now is whether that's going to be sustainable, but this all comes ahead of a big week and a key one for earnings out of China. So we've got US listed JD.com and Li Auto among those that are going to be reporting this week. We're also going to be hearing from Tencent and Bilibili. And as I mentioned earlier, a story that maybe flew under the radar today, but is notable, that China suspended port fees on US ships from today for 1 year, and that came after the US made a similar concession as well. So this is consistent with the agreements reached by Presidents Trump and Xi last month. Higher port fees, we've got to remember, could have meant higher cost of moving goods around the world, many of which are already tariffed. So that is a positive development. Heading into tomorrow, though, Marley, what will you be looking out for?
I'll be looking at Oklo. They've got their earnings after the close. They are a pre-revenue company, so no expectations there. EPS expected to come in at a loss of 13 cents. Now, the company has seen its stock pull back from its recent highs, now about 42% off of those levels. Shares trading lower again today, continuing this volatility we've seen as investors wait for these third quarter earnings. Oklo's stock, though, has staged a 425% rally year to date as AI development continues to progress and power demand for these AI data centers. The company does say it plans to deploy its first nuclear power plant in late 2027 or early 28. So any update on that will be important. Also want to note AMD has its first analyst day in 3 years tomorrow, so could see a potential move from them as well. How about you, Sam?
Well, obviously, it's Veterans Day tomorrow, and so the stock market will be open, but the bond market will be closed. And it's been really interesting, obviously, because bond traders have been really contending with a lot of news flow lately. You could see the 10-year benchmark is pretty range-bound, but it's been sort of flip-flopping anywhere between 408. We saw 416 last week. This has been on a lack of sort of official data, so a little bit directionless. We have also been looking at the alternative data, which has shown some weak points. It's showed some strong points. They've also been contending with this sort of tug of war, this push and pull between the dovish and the hawkish comments coming from a lot of these Fed speakers. And so I think this is really going to be something that we continue to see as we wait for this data vacuum and for the official data to really hit the wire. And the next up will actually be Michael Barr, and he'll be speaking at a fintech festival over in Singapore overnight. And so no doubt will be weighing in on the whole AI innovation and valuation story, as we've heard many officials putting their 2 cents worth in lately, Marley.
Yes, certainly. I was just updating to see if we've had any progress in this government shutdown, but no vote just yet. So we'll, of course, have more on that tomorrow. But that's going to do it for us today on Market on Close.